So going to the Olympics, it's a lot of pressure. A lot of guys go in with the feeling of do or die, which it really is. 4-year cycle. A lot of things change within 4 years, and I think because of that fact, and because of the fact that everyone's kind of aware of that, they approach the Olympics with a different mindset. They say that 90% of the athletes come to the Olympics physically ready, but only 15% of that, mentally ready. And mental preparation really has a lot to do with, the difference between someone good and someone great. The person who wins a medal and people who don't. Really, in my opinion, the Olympic Games, it's not so much a competition of people going against each other only. It's really, I think the bigger challenge is really overcoming yourself and recognizing the situation for really what it is. It's you having to find the ability to overcome your surroundings, and just being in the Olympic Village itself. Whenever you look around, every single athlete that you see in the village, these people are the champions of something from their respective countries. So, when you're there, that you're surrounded by champions, and when you're surrounded by champions, I think it kind of adds on to more of the pressure when you're actually in competition, just because you're around the best of the best, if you can kind of grasp that idea. And one of the things that I specifically, after so many years in the sport, have found is really just going in with a mentality of relaxation and of animal aggression. You have to find kind of the balance between the both of them. If you approach your race with too much aggression, you're wasting energy in places that really could drain you in ways that it might in fact cost you. Whereas the other side is like you gotta stay cool. People who see me before a race, they've told me that I look completely focused, and one of my ways of coping with the pressure is kind of isolating myself and getting away from everything that kind of pressures me. Mostly I got off of Facebook, and I don't email too many people during the Olympics, just because I find that they add pressure to a situation that I already am completely aware of. The day of my race, I look very focused, but I also try to really maintain a calm, balm kind of look. From the outside, you would never really know that I'm completely stressed, but on the inside, there's this storm going on, this storm brewing, which again, the idea is not to show it, and it's not so much of a thing to keep this a secret from from my competitors. It's just kind of a way for me to conserve energy, especially much needed energy, especially for the last 15 to 20 meters. The truth is, most people, most sprinters, they burn out around the 80-meter mark if they do it the traditional sprint way, and the ones who win are the ones who don't burn out at 80, but maybe 83, 84 meters. Those few meters of difference really kind of sets the winners apart from the ones who don't win medals. And and again, it's all about energy conservation, but channeling that energy in a way, and in places that you could really use it. And when I go to my race, in the call room, I try to stay as calm as possible. You see people's legs just jumping, their arms just moving a lot, and I when I see that, I see a very inexperienced athlete. I see the athlete that I once was, and I understand them. I see this enormous amount of energy looking for a source, an outlet, and it just wants to explode out of them, when in fact this is the energy which every athlete kind of needs to save for their race. So in my experiences, I've just learned to stay as calm as possible. At least my body, just try to relax all the muscles inside of your face, relax your shoulders. You have to really just kind of relax your shoulders, because when people are under pressure, when they're tense, they seem to raise their shoulders up, and I know this because I'm one of those people who is a pretty nervous person, and and when I catch myself in the situation, I try to really focus on just bringing them down, and I notice how much easier it is to actually keep them down than to keep them up, but I do that without even thinking about it. Again, I think that if an athlete at any level can champion this idea of just staying cool under pressure, they could really extract way more out of themselves than they might have otherwise done.